The following podcast is a part of RadioMisfits.com.
Seconds and one. Look at us. No idea if you can hear that. I don't know when we're on. All right, welcome into Pugs and Kelly's Practical Picks. We are entering into the divisional round of NFL play. I am Pugs Moran. That's Kelly. Kelly, tell the folks how you make your unique picks.
Okay. Well, instead of like judging on any kind of football knowledge, because I don't have all that much, we figure how things are going to be chosen by which mascot could beat which mascot. And you take into consideration what the location is. Like the Dolphins are always a tough one. Are they still playing?
The Dolphins, as you predicted, the Dolphins are not still playing.
Oh, okay. Well, then it doesn't matter. But if they have to play in water, or if they have to play in the sky or in a tree.
Well, give me an example. So last week, the dolphin, the swimming animal, had to travel to the middle of the United States. No, Chiefs to the middle to Kansas City. A dolphin was dropped in the middle of Kansas City and asked to square up against an Indian chief, and you went with the Indian chief.
Yeah. So they won?
You won, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Yeah. I just know that one of the Kelseys, the one that's not dating Taylor, is retiring or something.
Jason?
And I think, I think the Eagles did not win.
The Eagles did not win. Jason Kelce's Eagles, they lost. And that is not a game that you predicted. Last week you had I'm sorry, who was it? It was the Bucks. You had the Eagles over the Bucks. And, of course, the Bucks won. So the Eagles lost. And Jason Kelce is retiring. All right.
Do you know that I know the Buccaneers, like they had a song out, not like the 85 Bears, but it's, hey, Tampa Bay, the Bucks know how to shine. Hey, Tampa Bay, the Bucks know how to shine. We're in trouble. That's okay. The Bucks can work it out. No. Why I have that committed to memory, I have no idea.
Is that like this year?
No, they did this like 30 years ago.
Oh, really? When were the Buccaneers? Well, the Buccaneers have won a couple of Super Bowls, so maybe. Yeah, I don't. It didn't stick the way them 85 Bears in their Super Bowl shuffle stuck.
Still comes up in my feed like once a week.
Oh, please. All right, so let's talk about last week. You did pick the first slate wild card. Wild card weekend is in the books. You went 4-2, Kelly. 4-2 in wild card weekend.
Wait,
yes.
The winning number is first, right?
The winning number is first. Yes.
All right, cool.
4 wins, 2 losses. You accurately predicted that the Texans would take down the Browns. That's a win. You also predicted the Chiefs would take the Dolphins for a win. You predicted the Bills would handle the Steelers for a win. You had the Cowboys over the Packers. That was not a win. But you bounced back because you took the Lions over the Rams. That's a win.
Good. Yay, Lions back to being tough.
And then the Bucks beat the Eagles, and that's a loss. So you went 4-2. 4-2 on the week.
All right, that's good. That makes me feel a little bit better, but not that confident.
All right, so let's get started. Actually, I think I had that. Did I put that she went? No, I didn't. Anyway, you went 4-2. So just know that. All right. It's gonna be a quick edition today. These streams, podcasts, I don't even know what we call them. They're going to get shorter in the coming weeks because we only got a couple of games here. So let's get to it. There's 2 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday. The first game, the early game on Saturday, that's going to pit the Texans, the Houston Texans against the Baltimore Ravens. Kelly, who do you like?
Wow, that sounds hard. You got a Texan who could just be a regular guy who lives in Texas, mosey on up to Baltimore, which is fine. They've got horses. I think Texans can also drive cars because I'm a Texan and I drive a car. So there we go.
Yeah.
But then they got to go play the Psycho Ravens.
See, yes. Now, here's what I would consider before you go any further. This is because we know what the Ravens are. The Ravens are the Edgar Allan Poe, nevermore, nevermore Ravens that are supposed to drive you slowly insane. So a question, since that is the primary skill set of this Raven, what is the mental stability of the
Yeah.
Texan? Like, is this guy about to snap? Does he have one of those like a bumper sticker that tells you that maybe he's about to snap?
Yeah,
Something like
probably.
that.
The
Does he not
unwelcome
like to
signs.
wear? Does he not like to wear masks in Target? Like,
That's
what is
right.
the mental state of this particular Texan? It must be considered because the Raven plays head games.
Right. And it's colder, in theory, in Baltimore than it is in Texas.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cold now. So they're going to have to be traveling up there and playing in the cold. And that's going to put them in a really bad mood. And I think the Ravens can beat them then. It's like, because they're already going to be irritated.
I do love the idea because it's so spot on. Kelly and I both live here in Texas and have lived here for quite some time. But we are from somewhere else. And one thing that we do know is that a Texan will use the excuse for bad weather for everything, everything to get out of trouble. You didn't get into that accident because you were drunk. You got into that accident because the roads were slick.
That's right. My sons were so mad because we did not get a cold day because the new superintendent of Flower Bluff is the former athletic director and head football coach. So, you know what? Those kids are going to tough it out. They're going to have to go in even when it's cold. There could be ice on the bridge. Who cares? Tough it out. So, yeah, they had to go. And my sons were mad.
My kid was off like a whole bunch of days, like preemptively. Like they heard it was going to be cold. So they canceled school like half a week later. Seriously, my kid had Tuesday canceled by Friday of the previous week.
That's so amazing. No, we got a call Monday night saying, hey, we've been in charge of the text down. We know this person. We have people driving over the bridges. You're fine. We're going to school. We're starting it on time. I'm like, okay. Why do I feel like you're yelling at me?
What did I do? I support this decision. All right, who do you like here? Texans or Ravens? You're going Ravens, right? Because they're going to drive the Texans nuts. All right, moving on. Second game. This is going to be Saturday night. This is the evening game. This is a big one. This is going to be, I would say it's going to be the most watched game of the weekend, but you got Bills and Chiefs on Sunday. So Packers at 49ers. Kelly, who do you like?
It's tough because they have similar strengths. I think the Green Bay Packers.
What is a Packer? Let's explain to people what is a Packer.
Right?
Yeah, the Green Bay Packers are named after the paper packing plant. They do industrial. They cut down trees. They turn it into paper, and it's the dudes who work in those plants who are known as Packers. So they're just union guys. The Packers are just union paper product workers.
Yeah, but paper is heavy when it's in bulk. It's not just cardboard. Cardboard's lighter. Paper's heavy. So I think that they have to be reasonably strong. And then you get the 49ers. I mean, the gold that they get is probably not that heavy because it doesn't seem like they got a lot of it, but it's worth money. And they're also used to fighting the elements. And they're I think we know that the 49er is armed. He's a guy. He's up there in the mountains. He's panning for gold. He's desperate to make his strike. But he's also dealing with bears and he's dealing with mountain lions and maybe even Indians. I don't know, but he's armed. We know he's armed. Native
we don't
Americans.
know
They're Native Americans.
Native Americans. There you go. Sure. We don't know that the Packers armed, other than with he's got smokes in his front pocket. That's what we know about him.
And there's never a beer without a shot next to it in a bar in Green Bay.
No.
I know.
And will the Packer be able to see as well, because they're wearing those glasses that were big in the early 80s that turn into sunglasses when you go outside. So they're always just kind of tinted. You never know if they can see right.
Are they the same as blue blockers? What happened to those?
Yeah, they're being worn in Green Bay. All right, who do you like, the Packers or the 49ers? We've just broken down what they both are.
I think the Packers can take this one. I think that they're stronger. They're used to cold, so the travel is not difficult.
Okay.
And the 49ers I still consider to be old guys, although I assume that there were 20-year-olds that were also 49ers.
Well, yeah, but we have to, I love this part of it too, because the 49ers are a specific person who was alive in 1849. The Packers could just be modern dudes. So, you might be able to beat the 49er over the head with his cell phone. You never know. The modern guy's going to know stuff.
That's right. And also the Packers, they're tough and they don't care. I'm sure they care about their families.
I'm sure they
but I don't think they're going to be intimidated by the 49er. That's just my guess. So I'm going to pick the Packers.
I'm sure there are a number of Packers who have ex-wives who probably would refute that they care about their families, but okay.
Aaron Rodgers doesn't seem to be such a nice guy lately.
The 49ers certainly don't care about their families. These are dudes who left everything to just go hide up in the mountains. So
yeah, knowing that their family can't find them because they don't have Find My iPhone version of the pan. So, bye. See you later. Hope you find me in California. It's that way.
All right, now let's go to let's go to the game that I really, for some reason, don't care much about. This is Sunday's early game. This is like, I don't care who wins this one, if I'm being honest. It is the Buccaneers at the Lions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. By the way, here's another question I have for you. It's Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Detroit Lions. There's no city called Tampa Bay, right? The city is Tampa. Tampa Bay is the body of water. Isn't this like the Chicago Bears being called the Chicago River Bears?
Oh, gosh. I'd have to look on my phone and see what it is in weather.
Is Tampa Bay a city? I don't think Tampa Bay is a city. I think Tampa is the city.
We'd have to ask the Scientologists because that's kind of their neck of the woods.
Well, we could ask Google, but I'm too lazy and we don't need to spend that much time on this. But hey, you, the listener, all 15 of you, you guys can now go and look it up for yourself. It'll be fun.
Let us know. Share your input. I'm going to have to go with a Lion on this one, and I'm not confident with that. But it feels like if there's the Buccaneers have to get up there on their boat via the way my mom did, I guess. Established before.
Your mom made the arduous journey.
Yes. And they have to get and play Lions. And Lions, they were weak for a while, but I have faith that they can have a comeback and be the kings of the jungle that they once were.
Yeah, here's how I would look at it. So I believe that there was a black market animal trade that pirates engaged in. They'd go steal monkeys from the Barbary Coast and then sell it to a rich lady in England. I mean, that's just
a question, though. Who's buying it?
Rich ladies.
Panthers would be bought for what?
Oh, come on, drug dealers. You don't think there were people back then that wanted to have a panther in their backyard like Mike Tyson does in 2023? There were weirdos back then, too.
Yeah. All right. Good point.
So here's how I look at that. Like, okay, so we know that was a thing going on where they used to sell animals. So they might be dispatched to go catch a lion for some rich guy in Prague who wants a lion. So they're going out there and they're going to catch a lion. Now, if this was a game in the Buccaneers stadium, if this was a home game for the Buccaneers, I would suggest that the lion was probably captured and in a cage. But this is a home game for the Lions.
Right.
And I don't know how many of those Buccaneers who go into lions' dens to pull a lion out come back alive. So
that's right. Now, do the Lions, are they playing in a dome or is it a field without a dome?
It's a dome. There's a roof on this tiger lion cage or whatever it is.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. And I might have to switch and go with the Buccaneers because the weather's then not going to be a factor.
Oh, good boy. Oh, okay. All right. I like it. You're going with the Buccaneers. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen. But you go with the Buccaneers. This is going to be, I think, your upset pick of the weekend. Crazy. You're going. Baker Mayfield is back, baby. He's back there. He's got the Buccaneers rolling. All right, Kelly's got the Buccaneers over the Lions.
All right.
Now, here's the final game. This is the big one. This is the big one we're all waiting for. At least I am. Chiefs, defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs, taking on the Buffalo Bills for the first time ever. Kelly, I know you're not aware of this, but this has been the rivalry of the NFL for the past 4 years. They have never played each other in Buffalo. Every single time these teams have played has been in Kansas City. And well, Kansas City won a Super Bowl last year, so we know how last year's meeting turned out.
Yeah.
So this is the Bills, man, getting a crack at their arch rival, the Chiefs, this time at home Sunday night. Who do you like, Chiefs at Bills?
And it's going to be cold.
Cold.
Do they play in a dome or no?
Bills do not play in a dome.
Of course not, because they're tough like that. The Chiefs got to go there.
And now the Chiefs won last week. 1 week ago Saturday, the Chiefs beat the Miami Dolphins in Kansas City. It was -5 degrees. So the Chiefs know cold weather too.
That's right. And they can wear fur pelts and stuff to keep warm.
Oh, yeah. We've seen Native Americans dressed up like in their cool winter ski gear.
Yeah. So I'll go with the Chiefs. Oh, should I not?
Well, no, I just think we have a friend who's going to be absolutely devastated by that pick. I think it's a fair pick. They are the defending Super Bowl champions.
Doesn't mean I'm rooting for them. It
I
just
know.
means that when, face to face, that's who I see coming out on top.
But this is again. Let's hash this one out here because you might change your opinion. So these are two historical things to a degree. A chief, an Indian chief, a Native American chief of a tribe is a thing, and it's a revered position. The Buffalo Bills are named after Buffalo Bill Cody, who was a real guy and an Indian fighter who made his name killing a lot of chiefs. Like, we know that.
Oh, no. Hold on. My neighbor's
home invasion in progress.
It's the neighbor that hates me, too.
That's Doug the dog.
Yeah. The other 3 dogs are out in the back barking, too.
No one is Doug Smoke.
Well, you can see. I got it. You're in charge. Very good.
All right, see what I'm saying, though? Buffalo Bill is a famous Indian fighter.
And he has a gun, too, doesn't he?
He's got a gun.
Dude, Native Americans, they have guns?
When they I think when they stole them from cowboys, yeah. And over the course of a lot of victories, suddenly Indians had guns. Natives. Yeah. Excuse me.
Well, I'm going to go with the Bills then, because if they are crazy people, which I always think of, Buffalo, what is that? That cartoon?
You think of Yosemite Sam. That's not who Buffalo Bill is.
No. They have been friends, I'm sure.
Maybe one was real, one was a cartoon, so that's weird. But see, I love this matchup: Buffalo Bill versus an Indian chief. I love this because it's a real thing that actually happened in history, and we know that after Buffalo Bill, he survived to go move to the East Coast and put on plays for rich people. So he must have done well against the Indian chiefs.
He did something right, that's for sure.
Right.
So we'll have to go with the Bills.
Taking the Bills?
Yeah. The guns and the I think that it just seems like crazier.
The guns and the history. I just think history. I just think you could just look at history and go, well, who probably won? The white cowboy or the Indian chief? Well,
judging by how things are now, I think we know the answer to that.
Right? I mean, all right, so here we go. Let's run through them. Here are Kelly's picks for this weekend, the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. She is going to be taking the Baltimore Ravens over the visiting Texans Saturday, early game. Saturday at the night game, she's going to be taking the Packers over the 49ers.
Kills me to do it.
Wow, that's crazy. That's another big one that could be an upset. Sunday, the early game, Kelly is taking the Buccaneers over the Lions. I don't get that one. I mean, not football-wise. Football-wise, that's a toss-up. But I just don't get, I don't know. I think the Lion wins if a pirate comes and tries to take him from its den.
The Buccaneers have weapons. Lions have teeth, which is their weapon. Giant paws.
Buccaneers need weapons. Lions don't. A lion is a weapon.
That's true.
That's all he is.
Yeah.
All right. And finally, she is taking the Kansas City Chiefs to defeat the Buffalo Bills yet again, this time in Orchard Park. Chiefs over Bills. There you have it.
Do they grow apples up there in Buffalo, New York?
Don't have apples grow everywhere, right? Like, I heard, someone said that once years ago, and I remember I got really mad. I was probably in a bad mood, but they're like, oh, that's apple country. I'm like, where isn't apple country? Like, where can't you get an apple in this country?
That's true.
Right? There are people who live in Iowa, they got an apple tree. People who live in South Carolina, they got an apple tree. People in California, people in Hawaii probably have an apple tree.
There are Walmarts everywhere.
You know who we blame for that?
Who?
I mean, again, history. Johnny Appleseed. That's what he did. He went all across the country dropping apple seeds, planting apples.
How did he know that it would work? Did he go back and check to see if they were growing?
that's one of them deals where I just completely believe it's bullshit. You know, like that's not a real thing. Yeah, Johnny, no, he was real, and he walked from New York to California planting apples, and that's why we got apple trees everywhere. No.
Is Johnny Appleseed his government name?
Yeah, it's his deep state name.
Yeah.
That's with Agent Appleseed. Yeah. And what was it that George Washington knocked down? Was that what cherry tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't see a lot of cherry trees.
I don't know.
Did we have an abundance of cherry trees before Johnny Appleseed got involved?
Well, I think of Washington State as being cherry tree in Oregon. I don't think East Coast for cherries.
I think of Washington State as being apple country.
It is that as well.
Yes, it is. All right, say goodbye. We'll do next week's championship round of the NFL playoffs. I'm Pugs. That's Kelly. And this has been Practical Pics on the Radio Misfits podcast and live streaming platform. Bye, everybody. Bye. Still waving.